Hi, and welcome to UAS. I am your host, Kevin Shaw, and I am proud to be joined today by Mr. Keith Robinson. Keith, how you doing today?
Everything's good, man. It's a pleasure, bro, to be here, man. You know, you my mans, and you and K Jam, we go way back.
No doubt, no doubt.
You know what I'm saying?
So Keith is the newest co-host of UAS, and today we have a very interesting topic for you all. So Keith, yesterday I went out to the movies and I went and saw the new movie by Jordan Peele called Nope. No spoilers for anyone, but it kind of brought up the topics of aliens. And so I was just thinking about aliens, and I had a lot of thoughts on it. And I know other people probably think about this quite often as well as we do. So let's talk about aliens.
Aliens.
Aliens, visitors from outer space.
What's the definition? Just somebody not from here, right?
Is
that pretty much it?
Somebody, something
Right.
that's foreign to us.
There it is.
Yeah. So what you think about aliens?
I remember, we had touched on it the other day, and you asked me, so man, if an alien dropped down here, what was your first thought? And I told you, I knew it. I knew it. Yeah, I said.
Right.
But I just say that because, first of all, I believe in a supreme being, which makes me believe that there's something more than just us.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm not that vain, and that's just the way I was raised. That's the religion I was raised under, to believe that, vanity is not good. And so I apply it to this situation, to this topic.
Gotcha,
So,
gotcha.
you know what I mean?
So would you say like you're kind of in between the religious aspect and the science aspect?
Well,
Kind
that's,
of blended?
yeah, that's the yin and the yang. That's the coexistence, like everything does. You have to deal with both to be objective.
Absolutely.
know?
Absolutely.
But I was just thinking, man, that my religion says, or the scripts of the religion says, that the evil one was cast down to rule this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you get to thinking, well, wait a minute. If that's real, then I think that kind of answers the question of aliens and space travel. Because, if he got here, how'd he get here? Portal, wormhole, you know what I'm saying? Another dimension.
Yeah. And you know what? It's kind of crazy that you say that, because I thought about, because I too have studied some scripture, and how it says how everybody will turn away, right? And they will go to this, what is called the Antichrist, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's going to believe on this person. So I was thinking about, like, in what aspect could that happen where it would be a mass turning of the most of the populace to go that way? And I started thinking, when I thought about that, of an alien aircraft landing and some alien being getting out who tells us all these things that we automatically believe because they're coming from a different place than us.
Yeah. It's depicted. Writings, hieroglyphics on the wall. It's always wings.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you see something and they talking about something foreign, it's always depicted with wings. You have to think about that. The language was probably wasn't sophisticated enough to say a word for flight. And the only thing they seen float was things with wings, birds. You know what I mean?
Right,
So
right.
I think that's kind of where that comes from, in my mind anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I definitely can see that. And you think about, like you were saying, some of the writings on the wall. The Aztecs had like chiseled in stone, like figures that looked like they was men with space helmets on.
Dig it.
Things like that. It's like, and a civilization that's ancient, that's been gone a long time, And I remember earlier we were talking about this, about like pyramids and what it took to build them. Can you talk about that a little bit more for our audience?
Well, I just feel like man has been trying to reproduce that since they've seen it, since we've seen it, and it's still yet to be reproduced. That lets you know right there, it's not of our knowledge. I ain't saying whose knowledge it is, but it's not ours. So it has to be somebody else's, or we would have duplicated that by now.
Yeah, we would have those capabilities to duplicate it.
Yeah, just logically. But you said something. I want to digress a little bit because you said something a little earlier, man, about what would happen that would turn the masses. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, I'm glad you asked. My religion says that this cat that came down to rule this thing, Satan, Beelzebub, whatever you want to call him, used to play for God, used to soothe God. He was God's right-hand man. You know what I'm saying? So if he can play music that good, if he can soothe God, well, guess what's being used down here?
Speak on it.
That's too coincidental to be a coincidence. You know what I'm saying? Music. And the music is after who now? The kids, the youngsters. Your enemy through with you. You know, we in our 50s, 40s, he already, you know, implanted us what he's implanted in us. And we trying to fight that. But the kids, and he's using music.
Okay.
Wait, hold on. But it's just not an opinion. I think it's written that the music companies actually had meetings with the penal system and said, hey, man, we finna perpetuate this music since y'all got these new deals for all these government contracts, man. We'll fill the penitentiaries up. We'll perpetuate it in the youngsters' ears. That's where I'm at on that.
I feel you. Okay. Just a little in-depth look as we look at what could be taking place for that time where these things happen. Little green men. I mean, so many people, back in the day, back in the 50s, you know, we heard these things about this little green man and the War of the Worlds radio show that took place and everybody lost their mind. But now we're starting to see like a lot of the populace reporting different types of aliens, gray aliens with big eyes as normal. What is talked about, you know, short in stature. What are your feelings on where this UFO phenomena now, I think this UAP's phenomena has gone since then?
The ascension of the cannabis level. No, I'm kidding. But that's a whole nother story, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But if it's the truth, then the truth always comes out. You hear it a million ways. You know, what's done in the dark come out in the light. The truth will always prevail. Woo woo doo woo. You can only hide something for so long. If it all goes back to the origin, though. If religion is real, if God is real, then you're gonna see what? Spirits, different creatures, different parallels, different, you know, visions, different perspectives. It's all about your perspective of things. Me, I don't put nothing, because I know I don't know nothing. And the less that I know, the smarter I am. There's nothing I don't believe, and there's nothing I believe. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but I just know nothing's impossible because I know I don't know anything.
Right. Yeah, so the only impossibilities are the ones that you set in your own mind.
Right. And that's built on just at an origin point. But there's so much more before us. You know, there's so much more.
So let's just take the premise like these grays or these aliens are real and what these people are saying are actually happening. So a lot of them report being abducted, tested on, operated on, impregnated, things of that nature. So when you think about an alien species, why would you think like they would be doing that? And to us?
Well, I mean, that's just the order of things. You know, if you see something, you want to know what it's made of. You know, so that's going to be the premise of anything. So, you know, that's not astounding or anything to me. Mm-hmm. You know, we was doing this little boy, see a little bug, what you going to do? See what he do. Right, so that's just natural. But what I would question is, if these guys are being so sneaky and staying so stealth, why would they get you and then bring you back and let you go back? That's just, you know, I'm just too logical sometimes. I mean, you went under all this scrutiny, all this stuff. You went to different places that your physical being and your chromosomes and DNA haven't been, and then you come back and you're still intact. So I don't know, man. Until I don't. It's hard for me to really talk on it because I only go by what people are reporting, and who knows what they're reporting.
Right.
You know what I mean? But that's just, I'm kind of handicapped with just dealing logically with everything.
Yeah, because, I mean, you think about logical sense, right? When you look at things like, if it's real, like crop circles.
Right.
The animal mutilations, people getting abducted and brought back. And, you know, it's like, when I think about an alien race, what I used to think about, I would think like, okay, well, for them to get here, they have to be highly intelligent, highly capable, way smarter than us. So when they got here, I would think like it wouldn't be nothing that would hurt us. But at the same time frame, like I look at our history, this whole world is built off of conquering and being conquered, right? So people like down Hollywood, because they say we always jump the gun when aliens or an outside force, you know, is going to do something. But that's what we've always done. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So if you were to think about the things that I'm just saying about the aliens coming here and doing all these different things, I mean, could you even make sense of that? Like, how will that make sense?
Okay. Oh, man, that's a good one. So let me set this. Okay. 911, just to stay with me here.
Mm-hmm.
It was the East, the guys from the East, the Muslims. They did it. It's a terroristic attack. Right? Now, since you were a kid watching Bugs Bunny cartoons, whenever you seen a Middle East guy, even in wrestling, Skandar Akbar, you know what I'm saying? He was always a bad guy, wasn't he? Now I'm saying that to say things are perpetuated. See, now there's a lot of people that don't think that those were outside influences with the 911. So y'all stay with me because this is on your question. But things are perpetuated. Things are planned out, not for years, for decades. So you'll be able to accept it when it happens. See, you remember they started showing the propaganda when they say they showed the recording of the stewardesses on the airplane calling her mother. Hello, mother. This is Heather Brown. There's something going on this plane. Well, first of all, who calls their mom and then announces their first and last name? Your mama know you when she hear your voice. But y'all stay with me. So that's perpetuated and programmed into you and implemented into you. And then they even had the audacity, man, of these people. They said they found one of the wallets of one of the pilots. A leather wallet in a 15,000 degree burning heap of rocket fuel. But I digress. But I wanted to say that to say, so now we're talking about aliens and stuff because guess what's been happening in the last 3-4 decades? Independence Day, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, the Odyssey 2000. So I'm saying that to say, it's very possible if 911 wasn't what it was, then guess what? When the aliens come, guess what that's going to be too? Because they say that people already have the technology, the blue bub, don't get me started. So I'm just saying that to connect them two things, and y'all to say, dog, that anything that's going to happen, it didn't just happen anyway.
I feel pretty good, man. We still got Will Smith, so.
Well, do we?
Oh, yeah.
See that?
Maybe he still got us.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to touch that.
We love you, Will. You know we just playing.
That's all good, man. Hey, man, we all got our growing pains, man.
Absolutely.
Trust.
So let's go hood rules. This is a segment we're gonna call Hood Rules. You in the hood. You walk outside, it's nighttime, it's dark. Little gray alien beams down directly in front of you. What do?
Is that to me?
That's to you.
I'm glad you asked. Whatever I'm doing it like this. What is that? What is that? I got my horn say, man, woo, but I'm not doing this. What is that?
Right. You're not going toward it.
My brother, That's just my nature. And I'm going to make sure I have a witness because people, they know that I have a vice or whatever. And they'll be like, see there, man, you was doing that and you tripping. But I would just make sure I try to get a witness. But then I would probably call somebody that's logical minded. You know what I'm saying? Like you, my man. So I would call you and say, hey, man, look, bro, do you see anything? Do you see this? Do you see it or not?
See what? What are you talking about?
Right. The thing that just beamed down.
Was I there?
No, I got you on FaceTime.
Oh.
I need
What the hell is that, bro?
Right. Do you see that? Okay.
I see something.
Okay, that's all I needed to know. Okay.
All right. Keep it moving.
I'm not going to be the hero. Trust.
Yeah.
And that answers your question, though, because what I'm not going to be is an aggressor. Because then if I was wrong, then I wasn't. I brought on what I got. Man, I'm going to try to get away so I can show somebody with some issue. Yeah. Now and then, watch what happens, y'all. Now I got the footage. I got my mans on there. Now we get together and we do what? Man, who do we show this to, bro? Being the guys we are. We just can't go take this to the authorities.
Gotta think about this one.
Think about this, Joe. We sitting on not just the money thing, but we finna change the world, B.
But the other thing is, like, what if tonight is the invasion?
Right.
And we could have told somebody.
Well, we're going to err on the side of caution, just in case. We're going to say he a scout.
Oh, so we're going to look out for the money instead of the...
Well, not just the money. We just going to make sure... 7
billion lives on the planet.
Well, no. We're going to look out for everybody by being very methodical on what we do with this info. Because we could go and say, hey, man, we got some info, and they kills, pow.
Yeah.
So, we got to be, I ain't, just because I'm paranoid don't mean I'm wrong. You know what I mean? This is hot information, B.
Yeah.
This got to be somebody, man, we trust. You know what I mean? This is a big thing. It's going to change the world.
That's cool. Hey, so speaking of Nope, you haven't seen it, right?
I haven't, man. So,
Okay. So I'm not gonna get no spoilers or nothing like that. But
appreciate that.
I know you got a real creative mind. So I would like, if you was writing a movie about aliens coming to Earth, what would that sound like?
It would be in, I don't know what the style is called, but it would be in where the end starts first and then you progress to the beginning and then maybe skip around to a little of the middle. But, it would be like that. Because I want it to be like, damn it, I knew it. Right. We've been seeing them all the time, you know what I'm saying? But you've been in this matrix or whatever you want to call it. So you saw it, but you can't even think past it being something else. So you quantify it with something that you already got ingrained in you. I would make it like that, where it wouldn't be nothing new. You would just be reminded. You'd be like, I'll be damned. And when one of your cousins, the one that always be messed up when they come to the family reunion, he was really
I knew it.
Right, he's really an alien, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's a whole nother thing, man. Like, what if, you are a real person and, the majority of people around you are alien?
And they slept with the aliens and made alien offspring that's half, you know what I mean? That can go crazy.
Yeah.
So, which kind of makes, I don't know why I'm thinking about this. This might be random, maybe not. You know how you see something after somebody just go crazy, kill a bunch of people, something, and maybe, are they clones? What's happening? Are they bad projects? I mean, what's happening?
I think some people just snap.
Man, because it ain't hard to do, I thank God that I got some fiber in me, man, because I done been through the war. And what I've been through, most cats are fold like a wet napkin, you know what I mean? But I don't know how to fold, man.
Hey, so what do you think the initial reaction would be? Let's say blue sky, cloudless day, sunny, a big ass UFO lands on the White House lawn.
You know what I'm saying? That make my skin crawl, bro. Can you grasp that? Let's go spiritual for a second. That's my. So now everything you've been invested in, far as selling your soul for jelly rolls for the almighty dollar, woo whoop de whoop, all the people you've crossed, all the soul you've killed, and now something is fixing to happen that could possibly make the U.S. currency, the European, the drachma, the yen worth nothing.
Null and void.
You know what I'm saying? which is already written. We just put another twist on it from the aliens. So, I mean, man, that's what our first thing I'm thinking, man, like, this is real. Oh my God, God was right. It just, this is how it's happening.
But then after the realization, then what?
Right.
Because me, I'm thinking, okay, do I need to like protect my family? Do I need to like, are these people gonna start going crazy and then turning on me? You know, I'm thinking about all that kind of stuff.
Is it going to be the old joint where they get a few of the humans to sell the rest of us out? Whoop, whoop, de whoop. Then there's a rebel cause that's going to save, you know what I'm saying, the planet. See how the mind works?
Will Smith.
Right. You know what I mean? But I'm just so crazy. I'll be thinking, if there's going to be some savior cats, I'm going to be on that team somewhere. You know what I mean? Because if it come down to, they ain't here to, they didn't come to talk. If it come to that, well, you know, they just like anybody else. You know, I ain't gonna let your reputation, you know, precede you. You know,
I don't think we have anything that we could possibly do.
But there's always something, though, right?
Because how far is the nearest star?
4.24 light years, which is 1 light year is 6 trillion miles.
Okay, so let's say they got a way to get here faster than that, right? But we know the distance. That means their civilization has progressed before they even left where they left. That far ahead of us, and they're already here. And if they come to conquer, the weapons they got, we wouldn't even...
So they actually already conquered us because they were like light years away, right? But then,
but we're looking back in time.
Right. But see, all we have to do is hit their hypermanthrum 5000 fusion sector reactor, and we can stop it, right?
I'm gonna have to give you crickets.
I'm just saying, bro, there's always, you know, you never give up the hope thing, you know? You don't fold, you know what I mean? You be like, you know what, we can beat these joints, man. Yeah, we know.
I mean, if you got enough time not to give up hope, that's what I'm saying.
Right. I mean, but you know, hey, immediate...
Think about a planetary nuclear weapon, you know what I mean?
Well, I mean, immediate obliteration is immediate obliteration. There's nothing you could have done anyway. But I'm just saying, if they hit and then they give us time to think, like, what we gonna do, y'all?
Hey. Get on your knees.
Walk out. We give up.
I don't know.
Look, wifey got the big wifey behind you with the baby. Here's you. Picture this, guys. You know, I'm talking about the masculine men that are still, you know.
I don't even think, I think we'd be too afraid to do that because they might not understand what this means.
That's what I'm saying. But I mean, if you're giving in to them and letting them have their will, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
I don't think it's a way that you can let them have anything. They just take.
And then, so
it's almost like that's an infant. I can do whatever I want to that infant, you know.
But it's still primal. You know, they're still the guy, right? They're still the one, right? Against any odds, you know what I'm saying? When the odds are astronomical, they're still a guy, right?
Well, we haven't found life out there yet.
Well, watch this. I pose this question: if they have, would they have told us?
And that's another thing. Like, why not?
Well, because they're afraid of what do they call it? Mass hysteria. And
why are they afraid of mass hysteria?
Well,
we just had people
that's just the reason.
We just had people attack the Capitol not too long ago.
Right. Well, you know, that's just the coin phrase. It's really they want to try to monetize it first before they give it to anybody.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Real talk.
Yeah. But I was like, I think about that sometimes. Like, okay, like, what? Why would you want to keep that secret? The only thing I can think of, if they feel it would change the religious dynamic of the world. And if that was the change, like if you took away, just like the Bible says, if you took away all religion, it's gone, the word is gone. We already know that's chaos. Everybody gonna die.
Yeah.
You know? But so what if, that's crazy, I don't know.
But religion ain't at the top of the hierarchy chart. See, that's the thing.
As far as we know.
Well, no, we know that religion getting ran by somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Right. So those are the people I refer to when I say they. I'm talking about the people that really make the decisions and the moves for this country. You know, the people that can, you know, really manipulate war and, you know, manipulate prices and manipulate new product and, you know what I mean? People,
yes.
You know what I mean? We ain't in no war. gas high like we back over in Afghanistan, man. You know what I mean? So, but I said that to say, man, that those are the people. That's why to answer your question, that's why it's not giving us first. They want to make sure they play with it, see what it is first, dissect it first before they even give it to us. If they give it to us, a perfect example is the internet. The internet was really, the origin of the internet was to be able to still communicate during the Cold War. That's why it was on with copper and DSL. See, but once the Cold War was over, they spent all that money investing in it, all the propaganda scaring everybody, making people buy stuff. After that was all over, when Russia dissolved, well, now let's sell it, and we'll call it DSL. We'll call it high-speed internet, and watch this, we'll charge millions and millions of people $50, $60 times 100, 200 million. To answer your question.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
So that's why they wouldn't just show us something. And that's why, and I had the same mind frame, and I ain't them. Well, hold on now. We sitting on something. Let's just not go say, hey, look what we got. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but something that big, it's too difficult to not let out. Somebody gonna do something. Somebody gonna say something.
Oh, no doubt.
And I think that's, what we're starting to see a little bit of. But, some of that could be propaganda too, right? That could be, I forgot the phrase they call it, but they're doing it knowing that it's still false, the information that you're getting.
Oh, reverse psychology?
Yeah.
Got it. Roger that.
So, all that could be happening at the same time. But I don't know, man. Aliens is a definitely interesting topic. And for me, it always had religious connotations in it.
No doubt.
Yeah, always.
No doubt.
Always.
Checkered floors, black and white, you see them behind the president's podium. You see them in all concerts when people go big. It represents dimensional travel. If you want to really understand what's going on, man, The Matrix did it so good. The Matrix got everything in it that religion covers, that the evil one coming down here ruling cover. Everything is there. Down to the dimensional travel with the white and black checkered floors.
So y'all next time y'all watch Matrix, watch it with a different eye.
Yeah, just watch the religious aspects in it, where they go and see the what's his name, the Merovingian. You know what I'm saying? Then they got the man with the key. You got the one that's bigger than him, the architect, and then I'm saying you got what's the chick name, the Oracle. Yeah, man.
All right.
Mother Nature, God, Jesus. I mean, just watch it with a different perspective now.
Yeah. So if you want to make a hit movie, just coin those same aspects.
Kind of like Greek mythology.
Yeah.
Huh.
Funny how that works.
I guess that's too coincidental to be a coincidence, huh?
Yeah, probably.
That kind of takes us back to the aliens. All this stuff had to copy something.
You would think. And Big Bangs just keep happening over and over.
Wow.
Oh, weird.
Who'd have known?
Well, you asked. I'm Kevin Shaw.
And I'm Keith K. Jam Robinson.
And we'll see you next time. Peace.